Is AJ Lee going to return to Smackdown this Friday? That CM Punk and Becky Lynch promo was possibly the best promo on Raw since WrestleMania. How did it take them 2 weeks to announce Io Sky versus Stephanie McMahon? What is up, wrestling fans? I'm Ben Allison here at Wrestling Republic, and I have analysed tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, and here are my 5 key findings. In at number 5, I'm completely and utterly sick of a segment to do with the Vision opening Raw and a match including the Vision ending Raw every single week. Now, I know I complained about this a couple of weeks ago, but since then it has only gotten worse. It's just so predictable. I mean, tonight, if you insisted in having the Vision open Raw in that segment with LA Knight and Jey Uso, okay, do that. But then do the match immediately following it. Have the main event match be Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles, and then I guess do the CM Punk versus Becky Lynch promo after that. The main event would still technically involve the Vision, but that at least is a promo instead of the opening segment setting up a main event match with the same people just in a different order every single week. It's so repetitive. I mean, you can see they clearly have a vision, it's just a very repetitive one. And the worst part about this is, historically I've actually liked it when WWE set up a main event in the opening segment, because it's unpredictable and makes the show must-watch from the start. But the issue is, this isn't unpredictable, it's the same thing over and over and over again. In at number 4, how did it take 2 weeks to announce Stephanie McMahon versus Io Sky? The fact that it took them so long to announce this made me convinced that something major was going to happen. Like I said last week, I was certain that Bianca Belair was going to return, but no. But in my defense, I didn't think they would be this stupid to hype up an announcement for 2 weeks for it to be the super obvious choice which they had already teased. I mean, this didn't even warrant an announcement. Never mind an announcement for an announcement for an announcement like it actually had. I mean, if you were going to do this match, they should have just announced it immediately following Naomi announcing she was pregnant. But no, they took 3 weeks to announce it, and this is my issue, because if this was a men's title, would they have taken this long? Absolutely not. And also, it would have probably been a lot more of a creative outcome as well. It just shows not a lot of thought, at least in my opinion, has gone into this. But hey, last week I made a prediction, and once again I was wrong. I'll hold my hands up. I got it wrong. L in the chat. In at number 3, it's easy to forget how great Asuka is. Over the past few years, she's been mainly focusing on tag team wrestling, as well as having a few injuries of her own. So therefore, we haven't really seen her in the main event scene for quite some time, and therefore, it's quite easy to forget how amazing she is. I mean, she's undoubtedly a WrestleMania main event level caliber competitor, and it is also clear that we are heading towards Io Sky versus Asuka. So I'm really hoping that Io Sky does win the Women's World Championship at WrestlePalooza. So therefore, when this match does happen, it will be for the world title, and Asuka can once again win the big prize in that division, the Women's World Championship. Because when you have 2 competitors of that class, of that standard, it should only be for a world championship, and Asuka should be world champion again to remind everyone why she is that good. But before we get into the top 2 key findings, could you guys please do me a huge favor and hit the like button and subscribe down below if you haven't already, plus leave a comment on your thoughts from tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. I always love reading them. In at number 2, I'm really starting to just lose interest in El Grande Americano's interruptions. A good interruption can lead to heel heat, it can frustrate you, and it can make you dislike a wrestler more. But at this point, this isn't making me want to boo El Grande Americano. This is making me want to turn off my TV. So that's not good heat, that is borderline go away heat. Because there have been moments with El Grande Americano which have been funny. There have been moments which have been entertaining. But recently, every single week, it's either just an interruption like this, the same thing every time with a metal plate under the mask, or just a new El Grande Americano debuting. It's literally one thing or the other every single week. I mean, look, hopefully this is the start of a proper feud between Ludwig Kaiser and AJ Styles. If it is, and if it is a good feud, then hopefully this issue will just fix itself in the next few weeks, and in that case, this being the catalyst for it is completely fine. But the issue is, I just don't think that's going to happen. What's probably going to happen is they do a one-off El Grande Americano versus AJ Styles match, and then they just forget about it. Because that's what's happened pretty much every other time with El Grande Americano so far. I mean, the reality is, I think it's just gotten old fast. Like, I do think it's working quite well in Triple R. Like, when they do it there, it's getting a lot of heat, so I think that's alright. But right now on Raw, I've just got no interest in it at all. In at number 1, that CM Punk and Becky Lynch promo was possibly the best promo on Raw since WrestleMania. It was absolutely fantastic and it felt special, and the reason it felt special was you very rarely see intergender promos in wrestling, and this one was done to perfection. Because Becky Lynch got some stuff off her chest about CM Punk, some very real frustrations it seemed like, and quite honestly, they made a lot of sense and they're very justifiable. But then CM Punk handled it absolutely perfectly, because he didn't respond just making fun of Becky or anything like that. In fact, he ended up praising Becky Lynch and he made her feel important. But the person who he did make look bad was Seth Rollins, the person who he is actually feuding with. This segment was not only entertaining, but it advanced the feud well. It was something unique, it was different, it was fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it. And I am now even more convinced that this Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch partnership is going to be absolute gold on television. Because yes, in 2019 it failed, but it was very different then because they were both baby faces. Now they are both heels, and they are very easy to dislike as a couple. So I think these two are going to be massively annoying together, but also must watch together. Really excited to see where this goes. But is AJ Lee going to return on Friday? Because we all saw at the end of Raw, CM Punk asked where SmackDown is this Friday, and Adam Pearce said it's in Chicago, and he smiled. He is going to be there, that is for sure. You can tell by his reaction. But the fact that they made a big deal out of this right now, I think this could be it, guys. I'm actually getting goosebumps. I think this could be when AJ Lee finally returns to WWE, and I would be delighted. I've been wanting it for years, I really have, and I think it's finally going to happen. But that does bring us to the end of Allison Analysis for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave your thoughts on Monday Night Raw down below, and I will see you guys on Saturday to talk a little bit of Friday Night SmackDown. See you then. Peace.